Hey everyone, negligent misrepresentation is an important legal concept in Singapore that often arises in business transactions, property deals, and job offers. If someone provides false information carelessly and you rely on it to your detriment, you may have legal recourse. In this video, we'll discuss what negligent misrepresentation is, the laws that govern it in Singapore, and give you three scenarios to illustrate how it works and a commentary on its implications. Misrepresentation occurs when one party makes a false statement of fact that causes another party to enter into a contract. It can be classified into three types. Fraudulent misrepresentation is the most serious and happens when a person intentionally lies to deceive someone. They either know their statement is false or are reckless about its truth. Negligent misrepresentation occurs when a person makes a false statement without taking reasonable care to ensure its accuracy. They did not deliberately lie, but they should have checked their facts before making the statement. Innocent misrepresentation occurs when a person genuinely believed that their statement was true and had reasonable grounds to believe so. To establish negligent misrepresentation, several elements must be proven. A false statement of fact must have been made. The person making the statement must have owed a duty of care and had a responsibility to ensure the accuracy of what they said. They must have failed to take reasonable care, meaning that a reasonable person in their position would have checked before making the statement. The false statement must have induced the other party into the contract, meaning that the victim relied on the false information when deciding to enter into the contract. Lastly, the victim must have suffered loss due to the misrepresentation. For example, imagine a car dealer selling second-hand cars. A customer asks whether a particular car has ever been in an accident. If the dealer says no, despite being aware of past accidents, this would be fraudulent misrepresentation. If the dealer says no because they assume the car was accident-free but without checking, this would be negligent misrepresentation. If they said no because the previous owner told them that it was accident-free and they had reasonable grounds to believe it, this would be innocent misrepresentation. In Singapore, negligent misrepresentation is primarily governed by the Misrepresentation Act and common law principles. Section 2.2 of the Misrepresentation Act states that where a person has entered into a contract after a misrepresentation has been made to them and the misrepresentation was made negligently, the innocent party may seek the relief of the court for an order that either the contract is rescinded or damages are awarded in lieu of rescission. Aside from the Misrepresentation Act, common law also allows claims for negligent misrepresentation under the tort of negligence. Under common law principles, a person making a statement owes a duty of care to the person relying on it. If they fail to take reasonable care and cause financial harm, they can be sued for negligence, even if no formal contract exists. For example, if a financial consultant gives careless investment advice that leads a client to suffer losses, they could be sued for negligent misrepresentation. If an employer makes a false but careless promise about salary or job benefits and the employee relies on it to their detriment, the employer may be liable. If a court finds that a negligent misrepresentation has occurred, the victim can seek two main remedies. The victim may claim damages, meaning they are financially compensated for their losses. They may also seek rescission, which cancels the contract and restores both parties to their original positions before the agreement was made. However, rescission may not be available if the contract has been affirmed, or third parties have acquired legal rights that cannot be undone, or the misrepresentation was minor and did not significantly affect the whole contract. To better understand negligent misrepresentation, let's consider three scenarios. Suppose you are buying a cafe and the seller tells you that he made approximately $500,000 in annual profits over the last 3 years. You rely on this and agree to buy the cafe. Later, you discover that the profits over the last 3 years were only $200,000, and the seller had carelessly relied on outdated financial reports instead of verifying the latest numbers. This is negligent misrepresentation because the seller did not lie deliberately but had failed to take reasonable care before making the claim. Another scenario involves a property agent who tells you that the condo unit is brand new and never lived in before you sign the lease. However, after moving in, you find out that the unit was previously occupied and has plumbing issues. The agent failed to verify the unit's condition before advertising it as brand new. This is another example of negligent misrepresentation, and you may be entitled to claim compensation under the Misrepresentation Act. A third example involves a job offer where a company's HR department tells a job applicant that the salary is $8,000 per month. The applicant resigns from their old job, accepts the offer, and later discovers that the actual salary is only $6,500 a month. HR may not have intentionally lied, but they misunderstood company policies. Because they failed to check before making the promise, this could amount to negligent misrepresentation. Negligent misrepresentation is more common than you might think. It often arises in business transactions and property deals. While it is not as serious as fraud, it still carries legal consequences. The law expects people to take reasonable care when making statements that other people rely on. If you ever find yourself in such a situation, it's important to gather evidence such as emails, messages, and contracts proving what was said. Under the Misrepresentation Act, you may be entitled to damages or contract cancellation. That's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.